And we're live. Hey, everybody. So good to see you. You're watching Be the Boss of Your Money. It's my live stream. I'm Mitch, if you haven't figured that out yet. Mitch Goldberg at your service. So, yeah, I had a business matter just for internal technology stuff that I'm learning. So I couldn't do the live stream yesterday. Sorry if I missed you, but I figured, you know what? Yesterday was a pretty nice up day in the market, and you know, it's good to take a break from all the reporting and talking about the negative days. So yeah, I figured you don't really need me as much on a big up day, right? Right? Yeah. So the market kind of took care of itself. That did continue into today, but so just want to let you know, I didn't forget about you. Just had stuff to go over for some some new education on new software and customer relations management software that could only be done between the hours of 4 and 5 with the whole crew that I have. So that was when it had to be done. So I had to skip the live stream, but I rarely skip it, right? But today I've got something in a little while, so I'm going to make this a quick one. You should be happy about that. A nice quick live stream, right? I just got on the board of a foundation called ACLD, and my first meeting is today at 5:30. So in about 45 minutes, I have to be there, and I have just enough time to get a snack on my way there after the show. So thanks for joining me. Be the boss of your money. Couple of things to just put in perspective, and if you notice the title of this, new all-time high in the S&P 500 could be next. It's not that far away. The market continues to climb a wall of worry. The bank debacle with Silicon Valley and Signature, and, waiting on tenterhooks about First Republic. By the way, the term tenterhooks, it's not tenderhooks with a D. People call it tender. It's tenter, T-E-N-T, like Tom, E-R. And those are the little hooks that hold a canvas to a wooden frame, that you paint on. So that's what tenter hooks are. Just if you didn't know what that was, I figured I would tell you, because I hear people all the time saying tender hooks. The things that just pop into my mind when I do this. So let's just roll the quick intro. We'll go over a couple of things. I want you to know a couple of things. I want to touch on some personal finance too. By the way, if you don't know, I have a radio show and I post the episodes on YouTube. I'll start posting them on social media. It's just I have to catch up on where I am now. But here's the intro. We'll do a quick 5-minute show. And then if you have any questions, ask me in the comments. If you're watching in the replay, hit me up in the comments. I'll see the comments. And even if you think of something after the show, later on in the evening, ask away. I love hearing from you. It's the best part about this. And if you don't mind, give us a thumbs up, a heart, or a wow, whatever reactions are available to you, whichever social media platform you're watching on. Here we go. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Mitch. We're just getting started. I'm going to show you a couple of things. I also want to show you my dashboard, some of the things that I follow to give myself an indication of, at least in the near term, where things are headed. But I'm always looking to see where things are headed in the long term. But if you want to know where the stock market's heading in the long term, I have a prediction for you about the stock market. Higher over the long term. So the S&P, well, let's just go over this real quick, okay? Pop myself up here. Let me get rid of the social media icons. Okay, that's better. Dow up 141 points today after being up over 300 points yesterday. We have just gone straight up since this bank debacle, by the way. The market's been a good place. People don't realize it. They hear the bad news and they're like, oh, my account must be doing so bad, or things are tough. Oh, I don't even want to look. Market is bad. It's down. No. It's actually up, doing quite well. Okay, since that whole bank debacle. And for the brave ones out there, if you watch the show, I talked about the exchange traded funds and other ways to buy packaged goods of regional bank shares, things like that. I don't give explicit recommendations here, but I talk about these. And I said to you here at the show that I think this is going to be contained. The problem with the banks, this is not like the whole banking sector is out of whack based on their interest rate risk with what happened to Sovereign Bank. And I think we get through it. That was my call, and I'm sticking by it. And so far, it's right. So far, I know there's more time for another blow up. I get that, but Nasdaq up, 0.73%, was up almost like 1.75% yesterday. We are looking good. We are up on the year. S&P up a little bit, up just over 0.5%. Gold up a little bit. Gold is almost at 2,000 per ounce. Kind of bothers me that gold is going up when we're all talking about inflation finally starting to roll over a little bit. We're talking about it. We'd like to see more. I mean, inflation is off its peak of about 9% and change earlier, late last year. But we are starting, it is well off its peak, but we need to see more. I know. 10-year, 3.5% yields are off a little bit. Let's look at the VIX, the VIX, that right there, 19.02. It's remarkable that it's below 20 with all of the worries going on. And what this is telling you is that, who's really worried about it? I know we have a lot of soothsayers in the media. I'm one of them, right? But, I give you like a balanced view. I don't run out here and scream the sky is full. I just don't run. I don't scream fire in a crowded movie theater, and I don't yell everybody in a shallow pool. All right. But we have to take a real look at this and say, if the VIX is low, then who's really worried? Listen, let's talk about headlines. Headlines sell. And, if I tell you, yeah, it's going to be a boring ho-hum ride up, just don't even worry about the market. Focus on your own personal finance, what things you can control, your spending, things like, cutting your cable bill, which I did today, by the way. I'm so happy. I finally got rid of everything except internet service and for my home. I haven't watched TV. I haven't watched TV in like 7 or 8 years. Yeah, I watched the Super Bowl, but that's usually at somebody else's house. So I have a smart TV, so I could stream whatever I want onto the TV. So I finally did that. Yeah, but having to do with other things. You focus on things you can control and just forget about the market. Just keep investing. Forget about it. You would never watch a show like that, right? It's kind of boring. So we focus on short-term movements, and the Fed could do this. The Federal Reserve chairman said this. The Treasury Secretary said that. Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan is doing this. Warren Buffett is doing that. And we just get caught up in this stuff. And the goal here is to put it in perspective, to get you to not react to the headlines, but more to do the things that you need to do to meet a goal. The goal for everybody is, universally, it's a successful retirement. And how do you define that? That's one of the things that I do as a financial advisor is I go over that with people to define what a successful retirement is to them. You'd be surprised. It's different for everybody. And not everybody just wants to retire at 62 and retire on a beach. Not everybody just wants to chase a golf ball for the rest of their life. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of different views of retirement, and a lot of those views involve working into people's later years because they want to. A lot of people enjoy what they do. I mean, I am in an industry, financial advice, where there are a lot of people over the age of 70 who love what they do. They love the interaction. They love the people. It keeps them alive. It keeps them going. I know a lot of lawyers, a lot of accountants. It keeps them going. Listen, I'm not a lineman. I don't mean linebacker like a lineman for like Verizon or something, and where I have to climb up holes in the crazy weather, and it takes a toll on you. You could do. I'm a professional behind a desk. I could do this for a long time, but whatever. Okay, I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just saying that I chose an industry that I enjoy and that I could do for a long time. I'm very lucky for that. I hope you are too. All right, so what the hell we're talking about? Oh yeah, the S&P 500. The high on the S&P 500 was what are my notes? So it was like It was December 20. I know it. I know. I have to look at my notes. It was December 29th of 2021. The S&P reached like 4,790. That was its all-time high, and it closed today at 4,050. We're like 19%, maybe a little bit less, away from all-time highs. Now we've seen bigger moves in a year, in a 12-month rolling period, certainly than 19%, 18.5% maybe, if I'm being generous today. So we can see it. What if we break that up into 3 years? 6%? Can we annualize it? 6.25% for the next 3 years? Throw in some dividends in there and reach an all-time high? Yeah, we can. And markets like this, where the market has just leapfrogged over worries of recession, worries of the Fed overdoing it, trying to get that soft landing in, but tough to do. The banks, war in Ukraine, major swings in the price of oil, bad relationship, horrible relationship with China, but China deserves it. I mean, they just Chinese government I can't, just the pathetic. Don't even get me started. So we've climbed over every hurdle that you could throw at it. This makes me pretty optimistic that investors are really thinking long term. They're like, well, why should I bother selling if I'm just going to hold on for the long term anyway? And that's what I think is happening with the stock market. Look, believe me when I tell you, you don't want to just always invest when the market's up. You talk to people who are successful investors. The reason they're successful is because they invested during all times. They didn't just try to catch the good times. They knew that they had to be in for the bad times to enjoy the good times. They knew that up markets and down markets are not separate. They're part of the same thing, right? It's like saying failure is not separate from success. It's part of success. Think about that. Oh yeah, that was a nice one. You can use that. Go right ahead. I think I got that from Instagram, but you can take it, use it for your own too. Okay, I did, right? So these are the things you're looking at. Couple of housekeeping things, okay? Beneficiary designations. If you have a retirement plan, I'm sure you do. You have a retirement plan, IRA, Roth, SEP IRA, whatever it is, insurance policy, anything with a beneficiary designation on it. Just want you to know that if you get remarried, okay, that does not automatically change the beneficiaries on your insurance, your life insurance, and your your retirement accounts. It doesn't automatically change. Like, oh well, my wife gets everything. No, the beneficiary designation supersedes who your spouse is. So there's a lot of people out there who are remarried who need to change your beneficiary designation. My clients have done this. We always check. This is like the first thing we check when we bring on a new client. And if a client ever does announce a divorce, we change the beneficiary designations right away. And hopefully that never happens to you, of course, but it does happen. This is real world, real life stuff. So we have to do that. But what you need to do is make sure you do that if your financial advisor hasn't advised you on that yet, because you think, oh, I got married, so everything will go to my new wife. No, everything will go to your ex-wife, your ex-husband, if you didn't change the designations for your policies, your life insurance policies, and your retirement accounts. So you need to get on the stick and fix that. Like, fix it right away. That's personal finance. That's something you can control. You can't control if we go into a recession or not. Now, let's talk about the things that you can do if we do go into a recession, and then we'll wrap it up for the day. I put a post out about this, actually. So I'm kind of repeating what I just said the other day, but I wanted to sink in. Emergency fund. Oh, here's something I didn't say. I talked about establishing an emergency fund. If we go into a recession, how do you prepare for it? Because you can't control this if you go into a recession or not. And sitting back and worrying about it's not going to help anything. Just going to work and coming home thinking, oh yeah, there could be a recession. I could lose my job, but I'm just going to keep going to work and coming home and not dealing with stuff. That's not a good way to go either. what you need to do is you need to be proactive. And like I like to say, don't worry, just prepare. Preparation for me takes the worry out of whatever I'm worried about. I said one of the, let me just see who's out there. I see we have someone watching. Hey, Menley's out there. Menley, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us today. You first thing is you need to take some kind of certification or some show your employer or a future employer that you're a lifelong learner, that you're adaptable, that you are the kind of person they want on a team. Number one. Number two was, I don't forget exactly what I said because I always think of new things, but start cutting costs like a demon right now. Okay. Oh, TLM is out there. Hey, Tina, thank you so much for joining me. You're the best. You're like, you're here. This is for you. Number one fan. Thank you so much, TLM. You're just having such a nice life where you are, and I love to see that. So, start cutting costs like a freaking demon right now. People lose their job and they go, I've got to cut costs and everything and, lower my expenses rapidly. And you're very welcome. So do it now because that'll do two things. If you are worried about your job, this will help you worry less because your expenses will be less. And you'll be able to add what you cut in expenses to your emergency fund. So you could build an emergency fund if you don't have one, and you could build a bigger one in case you need it. And that also will help you feel better about your situation. So you could pay your bills and make that money, that emergency money, last longer. Don't wait till you lose your job. The other thing is please update your LinkedIn profile. I see so many people, even people who are somewhat active on LinkedIn, their profile hasn't been updated for so long. Put a nice picture in. It doesn't have to be like a professional polished picture, but put a nice, happy, smiley picture in there. It doesn't have to be always these serious faces like this. This is business. I'm serious. Show a little personality. Make sure all of your jobs and your timeline for your career are filled in. Don't leave any blanks. Highlight your experience. Don't worry. Oh, it's going to make me sound old if I have too much experience. So don't be like that. Put it all in there. There is a huge premium for experience, which is what we need the most. Okay, that is just can't stress it enough. You have to do that. The other thing is start networking if you're not networking. I mean, the fact that you're watching this, you may already network, but make sure you join an organization, get out there and meet people, get into the business world, the Chamber of Commerce, whatever it is by you. You need to be out there. You don't want to start networking to find a job when you need a job. You want to do it when you don't need a job. So when you do need the job, you've got all the pieces in place already. You're a known entity. You're a quality person. You are someone who people want to hire. Okay? That is important. So that's my big advice today. If we have a recession or you lose your job, the Fed is trying to slow the jobs market. It's not happening yet. The first-time jobless claims came out today. That means people who are unemployed for 2 weeks start filing for unemployment. 198,000 people, which is low, by the way. It's been under 200,000 for the entire year. I think the Fed would like to see that go up to about 300,000 so they could stop cutting rates. We'll see. There's so many things to talk about, but like I said, I would make this a quick 5-minute show, and we're at 18, almost 19 minutes already. So I'm going to get going. It's Thursdays. I skip Fridays for the live stream, but I'll be back Monday. Reach out to me. Check me out. ClientFirstStrategy.com. If you want my contact information, send me a DM, what have you, and I will see you soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.